Hi class, welcome to your week 4 portfolio feedback. I'm really excited at the work that you've done. I think that you've all created very crisp and professional looking sites. I'll only be touching briefly on these. You have feedback given to one another already, and I don't want to conflict or confuse you by providing two different feedbacks. I will be giving you some notes and things like that for you to go by. But primarily, listen to your peers, listen to the other videos that have been provided to see about some details, things that you can learn. This is going to be a great tool for you, and what I recommend is that rather than updating all of your social media and so forth, choose one, get it just the way you like it, get your logos just how you want it, your colors, your brand, and then feed out to the others and let them pick that up, all right? That will save you a little bit of time in your strategy, something that you may already be doing, but good to keep in mind. So let's take a look. Sarai, this is so beautiful. And I love this photo that you have of yourself. I loved immediately, I was attracted to the stripes and the background pattern. You know, as a designer, we look for things like that. Love the touch of purple with the fairly monochrome other than the hair and the purple socks here. Great shot, love it. This is a popular site to use, popular theme. And so there are a couple of things that show up that you'll want to think about if you have used this theme, one of the other students here. And I do think that you'll see some feedback in some of the previous campus video feedback concerning this particular theme that Emily has brought up. So take a look at that and see if it applies to you as well. Okay. I love that everything is above the fold. I know that that's important to you because you've mentioned it numerous times throughout the month. And if anything else, I know that you have really taken in a lot this month because it just shows in everything you do. Nice, short content about you. Love it. I like how your text is centered here. I'm thinking if I click this, it'll go to your resume, and it does. Perfect, as well as up here. So your links are working well. I don't know if this should be centered or not. The others are. You might consider perhaps just use the word professional and experience, and then you would solve that problem and only have one word there. Ways to get around it. Skills. I love this little exclamation that you have here, but the listing of things that you can do. At first, I thought, that's a lot of things. Maybe they're duplicated. Maybe some of these things don't need to be there, but really, you're listing all of your abilities. And as I look through, I'm really sold. I thought, well, articulating, that's very similar to, public speaking, but it isn't. So they're kind of different. And I think that as I look through here and I think of you and your skills, I agree. These are really helpful things. And someone's going to have great confidence in you as they read through and see the things that you can do. I like the way you've listed this, very clean, and it's all selectable so someone can search to see if you have the skills they're looking for. I'm assuming these are also, yes. So nice. Looks really great. Very smooth. Okay. Projects. I liked these. I loved the colors. I think you chose a great theme to accent and showcase the colors of your work. A couple of things. Not sure if you'll want to continue to curate this because some are getting lost a little bit, and you don't have the opportunity perhaps to share a lot of details. Okay. All right. Really user friendly. Okay, and I have questions, did you do this work? That was the first thing I wondered. The photographs and things. I think it's stock photography, but I don't know, especially when I got to your photos and I thought these are beautiful. Really rich. The red door, this blue color of the street. You know, some people may see gray or black. We see blue. So beautiful the way you have this triangular, uh, it's actually called the edited cube. And you have this here, and you pick it up here in these shapes. So really great. It brings us into the photo. Love this color, this as we would call emphasis. Everything else is kind of the same color, but boy, this red brick building really stands out, doesn't it? And it makes anything in front of it important. That's the thing about color. Whether it's a wall, paper, any backdrop that you use, if it's a rich, important color or deep color or bright color, whatever's in front of it is going to seem more important to the eye. That's just how we read things. So much to look in that photo. I love the details that you pick up. It's just these little stories, clips everywhere, you know, a car going this direction, that direction, a person walking seemingly to be smiling, I don't know. Again, some red picked up on the otherwise solid browns and blacks here. Again, emphasis, this color picked up over here. What depth, incredible depth. You have this. It makes me think that you've been to a really great design school, and in fact, Full Sail is, and you've got a lot of great teachers. I don't know when you shot these, but great stuff. This one is one of your first. Again, you're using the cube. Excellent, beautiful. What a difference here, what a contrast. These square windows and then this Roman arch over here with the red again, and then the eye popping over here to the red car. Just really great the way you direct our eye through this photo. And this car, you know, first you see one thing and then you see more. Then this car, headlights coming towards us. And, you know, kind of in the middle of the road, but very interesting to me. Very interesting, clear, you know, shots. You obviously enjoy photography and are very good at it. I loved this one. It's kind of a theme we've seen around, but not quite the same. You know, we have a direction. We come out the door, we walk down the stairs, and we hop on the bike and ride away. Or it's just a snapshot of this afternoon. Someone's inside. We don't see them, but it's implied. The bike is propped. Just great shapes, great lines, this French curve, the direction of the bricks bringing us and pointing towards the bike down here. Just really great design, great thinking. Love your photographs. So, I like your call to action, just to let's talk. And I really, after seeing your website, I would be prompted to contact you as well. Okay, so I might give them a little, I like the let's talk, and maybe just a little short word or two on what you can do for them, what you hope to do. You know, let's talk about your media, something like that. So that's what I would do here. I would just give them a little more reminder of what you can do for them, what you do for them, so that they know what to ask for. Okay. The text here, I would brighten that up. It gets lost. There's not so much there that we don't know what it's, you know, implying, but the eye has to still strain a little bit. So I would pop that up, probably a white. I'm guessing since you have white down here. You have your cell, your Instagram. If I click on this, it will go to your Instagram. Very nice. And again, you've got some great photos. Beautiful. Okay, the way the shadows are on the bottom and the top, it's lit well. You're very great at pulling together these stories in your shots, and the shots themselves are very clean. Very marketable. Just beautiful, and you really know what you're doing when it comes to capturing shapes and space. So nice work. Texture here, color, nice. Again, you guide and direct the eye and your viewer. You tell them exactly where you want them to finish up and begin. The colors, the way you divide your shapes, textures, very well done. Okay, the details are showing it a little blown out in the sky, but you know, these are the kinds of things that probably in this case I would do a little Photoshop work and work with this, give it a sky. Nothing to overpower it, but that's probably what it deserves here, unless you have cut something out. That's possible too. But I would certainly place that over something subtle, maybe a fog of sorts. But nice. Again, just, you know, you really carry us to special places. Nice. How do you know something's light unless it's next to something dark? How do you know something's dark unless it's next to something light? Nice stories inside of these great pictures. So Sarai, these are in great photos. Really strong on that. Sarai, you've done a beautiful job. Your photos are outstanding, and as they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and you just hit this out of the park. It's terrific. You've done such a great job including your photos. Sometimes students will only include one or two or a few. You've done a great job, and they're all good, right? Terrific work. LaTroya, let's see, services, resume, portfolio. Will this go to your resume? And it does. Nice and clean. Okay, like that. You have your skills listed here. They're all very professional skills. Attention to detail. People care about those little things. And prioritization. Perfect. I think you've got attention to detail twice, so you'll want to double check here, right? Usually it's written and verbal communication together, but you know, maybe you are looking at your ragged edge here and thinking about if it pulls out too far. I would not have this word by itself. I would pull that up if you have to edit or work on your margins somehow. I would definitely get that. Not that it's bad to have 3 lines so much, but you don't want one single word by itself on a line. Okay? So that would fall under widows and orphans in graphic design. Okay, so let's see services. All right. What I'd like to see here is a little bit of either a little bit of color, a logo, something that pulls these colors. This is a great, powerful, bright photo that you have of yourself. I just want to see a little something here, even if it's just a colored band. Little something here. And to keep me interested in the page. Content's fine, it's not too much. Might be able to cut it down just a little on the talk here. You're saying what you want to do. I think you could condense this just a little, because right here you're talking about what you do. You might be able to cut this down a little bit. Let them know you're aspiring marketing strategists. These are the things you want to do for them. Yeah, there's not so much that you couldn't just put one column here and cut it down a little bit. It's not giving a whole lot to the page, but you could focus just on what you want to do for them and a little less about background here, I guess is what I'm saving. This is a little more like the about LaTroya, okay? So I would focus more on the actual services here. This is where you can focus on you. And this is plenty, okay? Because you have all of this background here and you have your skills here. So I think some of this probably is repeated in one way or another. Okay. I like looking at these layouts that you have. You want to definitely change your file names here. That's important. Just go back and title whatever the project was or what it is that you are hoping your client will notice about these. Okay. All right, so you'll want to add your work there. If you're going to have a slider, I think that having more than a couple is called for. Otherwise, you really can see both on the same page. So that's what I would do rather than toggling between two. Just be sure to continue to add more. I checked out your commercial fine cut and I really enjoyed it. Make sure you go through. There's a place where your audio gets cut off a little bit in the middle there and your word is cut. So you'll want to do another narrative voiceover for that. I really liked the way you had your voice delivering. It really moved me, in fact, to go check out this site, which is now one of my favorites. I love it. I just can't wait to have some time to actually peruse it. So you did a great job with that. Good job there. I think you want to pull these up a little bit to that. Make those corrections for your Real Deal Taco. You're doing that this week. And then, yeah, combine all these into one and keep this near and dear to the top. Good job. Again, you can go in and try and change that font color. It's a little lost. Makes some of us have to strain a little bit. You may have a little more in the way of social media. If you do decide you want to create professional accounts having to do with a professional Facebook just for your services, then you can add that. And Instagram photos that really speak to marketing images that you like, you can start collecting those. So nice. If I go to your Tumblr, okay, natural hair care enthusiasts. Okay, I would just talk about what you want to do with your marketing and your media strategy here, because I'm all for this, but I think it probably isn't your first. I think you want to update your message, okay? So, yeah, just move things around a little bit. But I'm glad that it's working with your theme that you've chosen. That's good, looks good. So, yeah, can we get back easily? Okay, we can. I do like how this is clean. I do like that with just the two. Yeah, okay. So, again, here, I would update this and put something a little more personal and a little more explaining, short, but just sort of explain what you can do for them and why they should contact you, what's going to happen if they do that, what would the next step be, okay? So again, very similar in that way to Sarai in looking at that, all right? So otherwise, nice and clean and colorful. That was what you were going for. Your links are working. It's very easy to navigate. And immediately I was drawn to your cover shot. love the black and the purple with your hair. This pattern is a beautiful texture for your images and things. That's going to be great for you. And yeah, so good work, and can't wait to see where you go with it. I sometimes check them out later. Okay, Waverly. I love this shot. I love it, and I love the color that you've chosen for your shot. I love that you've got this black, almost silhouette with this sepia of the skin and hair piece, and then the hair gives a great texture. Your smile, eye contact, expression, it's just great. And then you break up your black with a couple of buttons that pick up this sepia. Really fun shot. Making everything virtually possible. Okay. Okay, I like that. I agree with Surai. What is everything? We want to know exactly what you would do, how you would provide a service. I think that would be great. This is lost. This is absolutely lost down here. Can't read this. So let's see if you actually need that. It's yeah. So I would say that that's where you want to put this contact. Either put it at the bottom of most of the pages or all, and make sure that this is legible. The color is white. And then if you're going to have a contact, then go ahead and put that here. I like that. Let's see, you've got your name dated here. I like your icons here. There is something about this particular theme that is frustrating for me, and that's this bar right in the middle. That it means that there's all this text here. It begins to look like a mistake. You would really have to have a lot of padding here and just something simple up in the top for it to make sense to me, or to have your navigations here. But it breaks up the page. It's fine when there's nothing on it. You know, the division is okay, the color is okay. It just isn't working so well. And I would consider, do you want a serif font here, or do you want one without the serifs? A simpler font. I would wonder that. Yeah. You have my history and my projects. My history lines up over here, and your projects line up further over. So you want to make that more consistent as we're going through. I like that you don't have much on here in some ways, because you have you know, some interesting things listed here. Aberration 14 creative director. You might list some of the things that you did, or clients or something. Otherwise, this could probably be condensed with your about page, your story, and you could probably cut this down just a little bit. One of the few times you'll want to use a centered text is if you're creating a purposeful shape with it, which isn't going on here intentionally. You know, you almost have a type of a circle started, but that's really not what you're doing. So I would consider making that justified left. If I were you, aligning that on the left, it will give you a little more space down here. And then if you want to only put a little bit of your history, this much, then you could probably have a couple of columns under here, one long column for some of this. Cut it down just a little, and then put a little more history and a little bit more about each of those jobs, maybe just a line, just a few words, if there's room for that. So instead of the resume, you've got my history. Here, I would say, here you have contacting Waverly. You could say contact me or contact me up here, or if you're going to say contacting Waverly, I would say contact, not contacting, and I would say just contact Waverly if you like. But this implies that these are your contacts for references, or it could be implying that. So yeah, you actually give a little more detail about your blogging than your work history. So and again, you've got a little bit more about your personal life. So I think the personal life could be condensed a little bit, and this could become simpler if you want to have that form that you have on your first page down here at the bottom. That would be a good place for it to go. So yeah, this is more of your services. I'm beginning to see that you're a blogger. That's what I'm beginning to see, even though I'm not sure that that's the service that you're thinking about, but it may be. Make that clear, what service you're going to be offering, okay? And I would do that right here, you know, very brief about you and then all about what you want to do for them, okay? That's what I would do. You have mentioned down here a little bit that you're perfect at editing pictures and things like that, but they want to know really what it is, so bring that up here a little bit, all right? Okay. Otherwise, I love the layout, and like I said, you've got a really great start here with this photo. Take a listen to Surai and the different suggestions that she's given you, all right? And also, I think it's great to say I love being a mommy, best job I ever had. Not sure you need to go into it further over here. That could be on one of your other pages, maybe your Facebook that you have, and you can gear it towards your profession, but include your life as well. That could be fun in a professional way. But I think that's what I would do. Okay. All right. Nice work. Love the colors, and like I suggested in some written feedback, I would look at your current blog, and I would start looking at pulling in this color to it. If you can go ahead and change the banner or the theme, and that way you can connect them eventually. And they would be tied together very nicely. All right, you've got different social media here than you do on your front page too. I would kind of either choose one and stick with it, even though I like the black. If you need it to be minimal, that would be good, but I would stick to one throughout personally. All right, great job. Love where you're going.